Alright, so I believe this was the first one we put in here. So we'll go ahead and let it drain a little bit. Put it over here on the paper towel. Yeah, I believe this one's ready. Drain it. We'll just leave it on this paper towel for a few minutes and then we'll put it straight on the rack so they don't get soggy. Hey everybody, Mike Chavez here once again. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Alright y'all, today, cooking inside again. There's a coastal storm out there, otherwise known as a nor'easter. So it's really nasty outside, windy, rainy. So we're going to stay inside today and we're going to make some quesadillas. Now these aren't just any quesadillas. These are going to be shredded beef quesadillas made with raw corn masa that you use to make corn tortillas. So we're going to go ahead and make some shredded beef. We're going to mix up the masa harina and we're going to put it in a tortilla press. We're going to put cheese, beef, fold it up, fry it, and then fix it up from there, some salsa, and this is going to be really, really good, y'all. So stick around, check it out. It's not that hard to do if you want to try it yourself, but this is what I want today, so I hope you all enjoy it. So stick around, check it out. Let's do it, y'all. All right then, so to make our shredded beef, what I got here is about a 3-pound chuck roast, okay? So chuck roast is about the best thing to make shredded beef out of. I mean, you can use some other kind of beef, but this has a lot of fat and so we'll take this out of the pack. All right. So what I'm going to do is chunk this. So I'm going to cut this in chunks. We got some pretty good sized fat pockets in here. But we're going to take some of the fat off. Not all of it. Some of the big hunks. About like that. So let me get this cut up here. So like I said, we'll get the big fat pockets out. Alright, so here we go. So all our meat's cut up, nice big chunks. We didn't waste too much, a little bit of fat out of it. We'll toss that. Alright, now to make shredded beef is really, really simple. But what you got to have is a heavy pot with a tight fitting lid. Okay? So we got a nice cast iron pot here with a tight fitting lid. So what we do, turn your heat on as low as you can go. Alright? So we'll bring it up as low as you can go. Put your meat in. You start out with a cold pot. So what we'll do, got my Cosmos SPG. So you got to season it. Just don't over season it. Try not to. Put a little SPG seasoning in there, mix it up a bit. Now this isn't hard to do, but it takes a little time. So at low temperatures, this is going to take 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay, so we got our heat as low as it'll go. Put your lid on. All right, about an hour. I'll give this an hour and we'll come back and check it. and go from there. All right, y'all. See you in about an hour. All right, y'all. This has been in here cooking for about an hour now. Let's take a look. So we started this out, no oil, no water, so it makes its own water, all the juices come out. So we'll give this a little stir. See, we got a lot of liquid in here. So we can see we got a little ways to go. We want this to fall apart. So we'll leave it for another hour. So like I said, we got this heat as low as it'll go. We got the flame on low. Alright, let's give this another hour and the shredded beef should be about ready. Alright. Alright, y'all. It's been 2 hours. Let's take a peek at this meat. So, looks like it might be where I want it. Yep. See if it'll shred. What I'll do, I got a little masher here. You can use a potato masher or whatever. Let's give it a little. See if we can shred this up yet. So it looked like there was a lot of liquid in here, but as you shred it up, that liquid will absorb into the meat. Alright, I'm going to turn this heat off. Shredded beef. Really simple. Just take some time. A couple hours. Put it in the pot. No oil. No nothing. Low temperature. So let me go ahead and have a taste of this. See if it needs any seasoning. A little bit more seasoning. So we'll put some more the Cosmos SPG in there. Give it a mix. So we'll just let this cool. Then we'll get our masa together and make our quesadillas. If you look in here, you'll have hunks of fat. You can just get rid of that. All right, y'all. See you in a little bit. All right, y'all. So now I'm going to make up my masa. So what I have here is some masa harina, which is dry corn masa. This is Hacienda brand, but they have other kind, Maseca. You can get in most grocery stores, which is fine. I just happen to have this fancy stuff. So what I'm going to do, I don't need much, so I'm just going to make a cup of the Maseca. Then about a half a teaspoon of salt. So I got some natural sea salt, some fine grind. About half a teaspoon. Give me some hot water from the tap. All right. Let me get me a mixing spoon to start with. So we'll mix this salt into here. All right. So this is a little bit less than a cup of water. So we'll put most of that in there, give it a mix, see what we got. Yep, I'm gonna need all of it. All right, a little bit more. So we just add a little bit, keep mixing. So we're getting here with our hand. It's pretty dry. Get a little more. Go about a tablespoon at a time. You don't want to get too much water in here. Okay, we don't really need to knead this a lot. Just make sure all the dry Masa is incorporated. So this is probably going to need another tablespoon, but one thing you can do, roll this in a ball, and then when you smash it, you see how the corners are broken? It needs more water. So another tablespoon about. Mix it some more. Check it again, roll it in a ball, smash it. Still got a little break, so we'll go another splash of water. See what we got. Looking pretty good there. There you go. See, no cracks. So what I'm going to do, I want this to hydrate. So I'm going to get me a damp paper towel. We'll cover this. And I'm going to let this hydrate for about 30 minutes. Alright, then we'll come check it again and see if it needs any more water. Alright. So I'll see you back in about 30 minutes. Alright, so I've got some Monterey Jack cheese. We're going to go ahead and shred some of this up. Not quesadillas without cheese. So you can use pre-shredded if you want, but I prefer to shred my own. So I'm only going to make a couple, 2 or 3 of these, so I don't need a whole lot. Alright then, so we got our cheese grated in a little bowl here. So now my masa's had a chance to hydrate. So I'm going to roll it in balls, about the size of a golf ball. Alright, we'll roll all these up. Alright then, so we got these rolled up into balls. We'll put our wet paper towel back on top of them. Alright, so moving on. So I got my skillet, my carbon steel skillet. Got about ½ inch of peanut oil. Turn the heat on. I'm going to let this come up to about 350 or so. Then we'll put these together. Got my tortilla press out. Got some plastic bag, like you get the produce section. Alright. So let's let this oil come to temp, and we'll make these quesadillas. Alright, y'all. Let's see how this is going to work. It's been a while since I tried this. So we'll get one of our masa balls, put it on here, put the other plastic, give it a smash, not too hard. I want to do this kind of light. I want these to be a little thick. Alright, so what we need to do, put a little cheese in here. A little shredded beef. Like I said, honestly, I know this is going to work. We're going to find out. Okay? Alright. Might have been too much. Let's see. So, the idea is to bring this edge over and press them together. Kind of like an empanada. Alright. Come back over to my peanut oil. Let's see what we got. Alright, back down to 350. Alright, got a little tray there to put them on. Let me get a little paper towel. So, gotta peel this. Now with that little breakage. Seal that off. Alright. See if we can get this in here. Alright, let's make another one. So, once again, masa ball. Press it down. Cheese. Shredded beef. Fold it over. Come on now. Seal it. Alright. Let that one sit there. Alright, on in. Alright, so I believe this was the first one we put in here. So we'll go ahead and let it drain a little bit. Put it over here on the paper towel. Yeah, I believe this one's ready. Drain it. We'll just leave it on this paper towel for a few minutes and then we'll put it straight on the rack so they don't get soggy. So all this leftover shredded beef, we'll save that for another thing, another dish sometime. So we're going to keep this really simple to finish these. A little warm. So I'm going to kind of open it up. Okay, let's get this one. So we'll open that up. Put some salsa in there. Said these are going to stay real simple. Just some salsa. So there we go. Quesadillas. Falling apart. Alright. Y'all, let's give these a taste, shall we? Alright, y'all. Let's try these out. So here we go. Shredded beef quesadillas, Monterey Jack cheese, made with raw masa, fried up. So here we go. Close up look at that, if that'll work. And then we'll do taste. My goodness. Right tasty, y'all. So you can see the filling, shredded beef, Monterey Jack cheese, some red salsa. Let's do it again. Taste! Mmm. Delicious. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. If you haven't done it yet, well, there's got more videos over here you can watch. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it yet, folks. All right. Thanks for stopping by.